so there's two things I wanted to test out here. Number one, excuse me, I need hue. Alright, so let's swap them around. She also triggers off of attack. So let's see if I can't find somebody else with a good attack stat. There we go. We'll just slop him in below deck, give that a little bit of a boost. So earlier, somebody was asking about how high they could really go with just the Saladin. So we were testing out, could you use the Saladin and go kill some level 40 freebooters? And somebody was suggesting if you did a Strange New Worlds crew, you could pull that off just fine. This particular player's Strange New World officers are higher tier than mine across the board. They also have Odo below deck, which is also adding more damage. But for somebody who's more of a low spender or a free-to-play player, we're just sort of going to see if it is even possible to do something like that with the standard Strange New Worlds crew. I'm not optimistic, but we're going to find out. And then we're going to switch to a hybrid crew using Gorkon and Beverly and see if that works any different. Just for the sake of science, right? You woke up for the leaderboards and you're going back to sleep? Well, thank you for stopping by and saying hi. Enjoy that morning pee, and off you go. I'm stupid sometimes. Alright, so you, in the meantime, also need to go kill some stuff up here. So we're going to go kill some stuff and get the war. You know what? That's what I was going to do. That's what I was going to do. No, you know what? That's fine. It's fine. I was just going to just summon them out there and be like, that's how I'll complete my daily, or the discovery event, but I might as well just save the 1,000 currency. Now, obviously, hue is going to make a difference. I'm going to crit more often. For those of you just joining us, we did this fight earlier with just these guys here. Again, tier 2, tier 1. I think she's only tier 3. We got it about halfway done. We made the first adjustment was we boosted the lower deck slots a little bit more to get a little more mitigation here. Let's see exactly what we were mitigating. That's still pretty high. That may not actually make much of a difference. 8813 of 15894. That was only 55%. So that's first things first. So we boosted that a little bit. So maybe her will help with our mitigation a little bit. The second thing we did was we also had the availability to put hue now below decks. And we'll see if hue can make enough of a difference getting a lot more criticals to add on some additional damage. Boosting just her stats and value. Changing the mitigation might also have a pretty significant impact because of how often these things shoot, right? When you're getting hit, 6 weapons for a total of like 9 shots around. Having a change to your mitigation value is certainly going to have a pretty big impact as well in the fight. So let's take a look. So we still died. But let's see how much better we did. Let's see how much better we did. Okay, so we almost got it dead. We boosted her stats a little bit. You can see that did give me a nice little change in mitigation there. So now we're up to 64% by just putting a little bit more attack below deck. I could probably get that even higher, and that probably would kill it, just like this. If I had one or two more officers with higher attack values below deck, I could probably get one kill, because she would mitigate a little more damage, probably get me up closer to 68 or 70%. But that's still only like one kill. And now, for science, now this account has a plethora of discovery abilities because I don't use it very often. So we're going to save myself a little time. I got 350,000, so yeah. So we've got Hugh below decks. We're going to put Gork on. Nope, you have to go there. We can put you there. And we're going to put Beverly there. Alright. Now we're going to give this a shot. Oh, wrong system. Close enough, whatever. You can summon you. You can fly back home. You can go there. And this should also finish that up for me. Awesome. So let's do this real fast. That was a terrible refinery. The free-to-play account does not have Tal yet. Obviously in 3 months now, when everybody has Tal, or hopefully everybody has sourced Tal free-to-play through the Flash Pass, that will certainly open up more options for a lot of players as well. But for the purposes of this original experiment, which is how to do stuff today, if you just wanted to grind up and skip the 34 epics, like how high could you... Alright, let's just kill this one real quick, because it's there. And then we're going to go try this guy. Alright, so here's a fresh kill. Oh, nope, maybe this is the one we were fighting earlier. Where's a fresh kill? I need a fresh one. There's a fresh one. So this is the crew that I typically use. I use the Strange New World Officer as captain, with Hugh below deck giving you critical. Then I put Gorkon and Beverly to boost the critical damage between the hull breach and her ability. And we killed it. And we took very, very little damage. So this is why I recommend this particular crew setup if you have Hugh below decks. If you don't have Hugh, Beverly has to be Khan. And you run this guy with Gorkon and Khan instead. But as we look at here, you know, mitigation, we're still mitigating 65%, so that didn't really change very much. But the fight only went 16 rounds because of Beverly boosting crit damage, Hugh giving you the crit chance, and somewhere in here, we're going to hit a critical. There's a critical hit. There's Gorkon giving me the hull breach. And now we're going to start to pile up some damage. If I ever get to shoot with this thing. Hey, there we go. There's a million. See how the downside to the Saladin is it doesn't have a lot of weapons. It doesn't fire very often. There's a big 3 million hit. So with this particular crew setup, could you skip the epic and ride all the way? If you had these officers available, this seems like this would work out just fine for you. And you could skip your epic for a while, get to 38 or so, get more efficiencies, make your epic cheaper to upgrade, and just kind of keep it in the garage until you get here if you really wanted to. But there are going to be some things where at least it's going to take you longer, possibly to kill this stuff and get your dailies and stuff done. Might take you a little bit longer, but you could probably get it done. You probably could use this as an option. So gonna have to try Bev. You've been using Con, but you have Hugh. Or not, your Bev is tier 1. Now, Bev tier 1 is still fine because these things shoot so often. You're getting 18% more critical damage per round, even at tier 1 for her. So 10 round fight, you've just added 180% to your critical hit damage, which is actually more than Hull Breach. Hull Breach only gives you 150. Now, there's a payoff, right? There's a sweet spot because Gorkon's giving you 150 from round 1 through round 10. Beverly passes him somewhere in the middle of round 8, but you had all that lead up to it. So it's not until about round 16 or so that she's actually overtaken him in terms of total damage, because he got a big head start, and then she progressively gets bigger and bigger and plays catch up and passes him in like round 16 or round 17 at tier 1. If you tier her up, it moves that needle several rounds up. So when we did our initial experiments for the video about how good Beverly is, and we kind of broke her down, a fight with Gorkon in that spot, you know, with run-in Strange New World Officer plus Khan, because I didn't have Hugh, plus Khan and Gorkon, the fight was going like 22 rounds, and then with Beverly it was going like 19 to 20 rounds, so she was coming out slightly ahead of Gorkon at tier 1. And when we tiered her up to tier 2, it was like a 16 round fight instead of a 22 round fight. Of course, if you can use them both, because you've got Hugh below deck and you free up that officer with that bridge slot, now you can really start to shrink the lengths of these fights. So she's damage. You misread her as chance. Now she's definitely she's damage. So you're stacking critical hit damage on top of critical hit damage between the Hull Breach and her, and it just gets kind of crazy.